and welcome back to the CoasterCastle channel. As you can see, we're still at Thorpe Park and thought we'd start off the Ghost Train behind the scenes tour video. Now, as you can see behind me, it is still open. Park is still open for like another 20 minutes. Just thought I'd film this bit before the tour starts, just so we get it filmed, just in case that the tour starts and we don't get that chance, obviously. So it's a bit of a tight turnaround. It's 15 minutes after park closes, so it'll be a quick in and out to put things in the car and then get back inside to sort out the experience, I guess. So what the tour will entail is we'll be going behind the scenes of Ghost Train, learning the ins and outs as to the story and how things operate the way they do, and just the secrets of the ride, really, to be fair. Now, I'm not too sure how much I'll be able to show you. Hopefully we'll be able to show you some things. If we can't show you everything, then we can't show you things. We'll comply with the park on what we can and can't show. And obviously, if we show you nothing, that's fine as well. But we'll still be back afterwards to talk about our thoughts on the experience and what we think of it. And if we recommend a Thorpe Park VIP experience, this is our first time doing a VIP with this park as well. So yeah, next time you see us, we will either be on the tour or we'll be after the tour. So come along and join us.
Any questions about what we're doing today or anything?
So a little bit later than we envisioned to do the other half of this video, but we got back really late last night from the tour, so it's a bit of a next day kind of video as to our thoughts on the behind the scenes tour of the Ghost Train. Now, this tour was very different to the ones that we've done at all the other parks. Biggest change was, unfortunately, we weren't allowed to show you anything, as videoing was completely prohibited during the tour. At the very beginning, there was a presentation that they showed us, and there was like some rules and stuff on there. And one of the very first rules was that there's no filming allowed. It was their reasoning is that it's to encourage more people to go on the tour. But obviously we've never had that with any of the other parks, so it's strange. That same kind of restriction comes in across the tour itself. There were multiple areas that we weren't allowed to take pictures of, including areas that the guests do go to during the actual experience. So we were told that we weren't allowed to take pictures of the crypt, and I believe that was also for the same reasoning of encouraging people to book tickets for the tour to see it for themselves. Which we can understand, and obviously we respect that is Thorpe Park's decision, but obviously a bit strange compared to all the other parks, which allow you to take pictures and videos and are a lot less restrictive on that. But the tour itself, it takes you through various different sections of Ghost Train. Starts off with a presentation at the beginning where they sort of go through the history of Ghost Train and talk about a few different parts of Ghost Train that you may or may not know, and how it became what it is today. And then you get taken over to the actual Ghost Train itself, and you get a behind the scenes tour. So that includes seeing areas like the ops cabin, not office cabin, no. So access to the ops cabin, you get to see each area of the ride that you experienced, the evacuation platforms, even going through into the pre-show areas. It's having little peeks behind the scenes at some of the more maintenance backstage areas. And then even being able to see inside the fake gift shop, which hasn't been operating for over a season or two now. But I mean, we've never seen the fake gift shop ending. It's always just ended for us as we got off the train. So it was really cool to see in there for the first time and actually kind of hear a bit about what actually goes on in there. But it was a good tour, it was really, really informative in areas. What I did notice on this one is it felt like the VIP team didn't really work on the rides at Thorpe. Like, I don't know if it's because they work on other rides or if they're just solely VIP team. But when we did the tours at Chesington and Alton Towers, when we had those tours, we had a member of staff, or all the VIP hosts were staff members who had worked on that ride in one way or another, actively or in the past. With Thorpe Park, I don't know if it was just Ghost Train, but I didn't get that impression of any of them. It felt like they didn't always have the answer to the questions, unfortunately, and it was just a bit disjointed in a sense. Like, there was a lot of, well, we think this is the answer, but we can't guarantee, which I thought was a bit strange.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of speculation in places.
Yeah, it was just a bit weird in that sense. I think it would have definitely been better if they had maybe one of the actors there to help guide the tour, because I feel like what I wanted personally was a bit more about the performance side, the actor's perspective. We didn't really get much of that. It was more about the how the show works and the actual train itself, which was cool, but it just wasn't what I was hoping for. I think I wanted more of the actors, the character kind of side, how the actors do their bit and stuff. But it was cool. We did get to see little bits about the actors, but I feel like I would like to be a bit more of that.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think about it?
To be honest, it was a good tour. It was very informative. I think I would have preferred, like Elise, a bit more from, say, the actor's perspective and an actual member of maintenance there to run us through how things work properly. Because having what we had, it was nice, great. Don't get me wrong; they really put in a great effort. But I would have liked a bit more in depth on the technical side.
Yeah, and I feel like the tour itself, like, it just felt a bit weird compared to the ones that we've done at the other parks. You know, there was all that, there was a lot more restrictions on it. There was rooms, so they were like, oh, you can have a look in here, but you can't step foot in here,
Yeah,
which I thought was a bit strange, sort of like trying to poke your head through, ignore the bird in the background. Very strange trying to step in and, you know, look around, but not be able to enter those rooms. And it was just weird restrictions. But other sections also felt a bit rushed. You know, we were going through, and sometimes they were taking their time, you know, like, oh, we can spend as much time as you need in here. And then the next room would be whistle stop, there we go, out we go. You know, even when they were showing some of the things in the video, in the pre sort of presentation, we weren't able to really take it in because it was like gone, gone, gone. Like certain things were very rushed. I mean, I know it was quite a late tour because it started late and then there was another issue that made it run even later. But by the end, we did feel like we were being pretty rushed to get out of there everywhere. So I feel like I would have liked to be a bit more at the pace it probably should have been at. Because I know it just felt quite rushed to us in some areas. And I don't know if other people who've done the tour have had that experience. But for us, it was quite rushed, unfortunately. But we did enjoy it. It just kind of felt a bit strange compared to the other tours that we've done. Just because it felt like a bit rushed. It almost always felt like, I don't know, it just felt a bit disjointed compared to the other tours. And that's not just because obviously the restrictions are a bit different on this one, but it was just the general overall atmosphere felt a bit weird, if you ask me. Like,
yeah,
it just didn't feel like a VIP tour like any of the others. It kind of felt more like a, I think I jokingly called it a school trip earlier on at the beginning of the tour.
you did.
But I jokingly said it when we were all being like advised to go, you know, go toilet before we go to the next part of the tour. It felt like a school trip, and I think it gave more school trip vibe than a VIP experience. I hate to say it, but we didn't really feel like VIPs at all during that experience. By the end of it, it was a strong start, but it just felt quite rushed near the end, unfortunately. But it was a good tour.
It was
You
a good
know,
tour.
we got some really good photos and we did enjoy ourselves. And I mean, it could just be a one off. We might have just had a really weird night on the tour. It could have just been a weird night, to be fair.
I think it was a weird night. I think if we do another tour at Thorpe Park, I'm 100% sure it'd be a different kettle of fish.
Yeah. And I mean, we do want to come back and do some diva tours. You expressed interest in doing Saw.
Saw, Walking Dead.
Yeah, so we've got those two. And then obviously Fright Nights, they sometimes offer maze tours, which we would be interested in. You know, we really enjoy the behind the scenes aspect and sort of hearing about the behind the scenes. It's just something that I feel like on this tour, it just wasn't quite right for us, unfortunately.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but obviously, if you have done the Ghost Train tour, please let us know in the comments what your experience was like. We would love to hear what you had to think about it and how your experiences went. And have you done any other Thorpe Park experiences, you know? And did you have any sort of similar experiences, or do you recommend them? Or is there anything that you wish they would change, or anything you'd like to add to a tour, or even a tour that they don't currently offer that you'd love to see? Obviously, we don't really like to do negative videos or have any negativity in our videos like this, but we have to be honest in these cases. And unfortunately, on this occasion, we didn't feel like it was quite the experience that we were hoping for. However, obviously, we did enjoy what we enjoyed. You know, it was great to get behind the scenes of Ghost Train, and we did get some pretty cool pictures as well. It just felt a bit like a rush near the end, and yeah, I feel like it just didn't quite have the experience that we were hoping for. But hopefully we'll be able to come back in a few months' time after doing another VIP experience at Thorpe Park, and we'll be able to say something completely different. Probably that'd be nice.
That's the aim.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to come back and say something a bit different on our next one. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye
Bye for now.